Welcome, everybody. Today, we're going to be looking at our latest blog, the Unregistered Security Problem, Why Goliath Ventures Contracts Are Likely Illegal. Not unlegal. My name's Danny DeHeck. I'm an investigative journalist. My work has been featured in the New York Times, Bloomberg, The Guardian, and many other major news outlets. In this live, we're going to show you why the contracts that Goliath gave investors were never registered, and why that makes them illegal securities, and why this one fact could tear the whole company apart. We'll look at Goliath. We'll look how Goliath called itself a private equity firm and then suddenly changed to a joint ventured private fund. We'll see how they shifted companies from Florida to Wyoming overnight, and how they used fake audits to trick people into believing everything was safe. And here's the shocker. If you invested, your contract may be already considered illegal under SEC law. This means clawbacks, asset freezes, and criminal charges are on the table. So stay tuned. I'm going to read this new blog and break it down step by step. We've also got clips, video clips, and we'll show you exactly why Goliath Ventures unregistered security problems is a smoking gun, and that regulators are waiting for. Never said reading was my best thing in the world. Look, here we are. We're on my website, deheck.com. This is the eighth video that we've done exposing Goliath Ventures, Inc. If you go to Danny DeHeck and you hold your mouse over the Contact Us button, you can provide us information. Information if you're an investor. We're working for the investors. We want to help people who have invested in Goliath Ventures get their money back, their principal back. And if you are one of those people, you need to come to my website like many others have and fill out the form and give us all your details, especially your sponsor, because we're building a database of people who have invested in Goliath Ventures. We've already had one person reach us who has made millions of dollars out of this investment and got their principal back. Do you want to be one of those people? Then reach out to us, give us your name. Everything will be kept anonymous. We respect people who ask us to keep them anonymous. So if you're on my website, you can click on the banner at the top, which is my name, and you can come down here and you can see the articles that we have published. The one that we're looking at today is the Unregistered Security Problem, Why Goliath Ventures Contracts Are Likely Illegal. We've had to go out doing an image. We've got some great imagery coming through. If you're wondering how I do my images, we do them. Oh, that's right. And don't forget, it's Christopher's birthday on the 18th, and he's off to Munich with your money. And he's got himself a lovely ride with a few girls dressed up in the Munich costumes. And you can see the pilot's looking a bit older. That is meant to be me. Didn't quite get that one right. But on the 5th attempt, I went with it. So do check out those photos. But what we are looking at, he's just been, we're just going to get straight into it. So let's have a look down here. What I'm going to do is going to enlarge this so we can read it a bit easier. That's probably about right. And then we'll size that over there, and hopefully we'll get myself on the screen. Right. So this is not going to be a long blog. It's going to be a short blog. I appreciate that it's quite late at night for people in Florida, and my audience is from Florida. So welcome. I do record everything I do live. I prefer to do that. And then I republish the blog in the morning so I catch both ends of the bus, so to speak. So for years of deception set the stage for a massive SEC and criminal liability. I'm not even going to read it because I'm just useless. We're just going to listen to it.
How years of deception set the stage for massive SEC and criminal liability. If you invested in Goliath Ventures, your contract was likely illegal.
Yeah, so here you are. You've got your piece of paper. that theoretically gives you the right to ask for your money back. But what happens if that piece of paper is illegal and it isn't worth the paper it's printed on?
The SEC doesn't care what Delgado called it, private equity fund, joint venture, or anything else. Legally, these were securities sold to the public with no registration, no licenses, and no disclosures, and that makes the fallout inevitable.
Now, the video before this one here was a rerun of their leaked leadership meeting with their directors, and we've got some clips from that specific 1 hour, 50-minute long private meeting, which really just puts the nail in the coffin. In fact, it screws the coffin lid down. So I've said in that video many times, if it quacks like a duck and it walks like a duck, it's a duck. But in that video that we played this morning, go and watch it. It's breathtaking. Because what it's basically saying, they were trying to use every different terminology to hide the fact of who they wanted to become, kind of insinuating they were going to be something that they never have become. But in the meantime, they've already taken people's money. So they've already done the crime, so to speak, you know? And this is why this is really important to actually listen to this. Your contract that you have and your documents that you have with Christopher Delgado are worthless. And you may have just given your money away for a PDF. And that's why you need to listen up to here. So this is a lot of research has gone into this document.
For years, Goliath Ventures loudly marketed itself as a private equity fund.
Yes, and if you have a look at
Take
this.
their August 2024 investor newsletter. In his CEO letter, Chris Delgado wrote.
So I don't know why we've done this, but we've got this here in two. I think we've got that slightly wrong, and I don't like things slightly wrong. I always say, somebody said to me once, if you want some motivation, if you can do a job in 2 minutes, do it straight away, rather than putting it on a to-do list that you never do. And I thought, oh, I quite like that. So see how that line there has got that there? It's just annoys the crap out of me. I'm just saying. So in a second, I'll refresh it. It's better. Danny's better. Right. So this is what they said in this document. We're just going to read it and then I'll show you the document.
The dynamic landscape of private equity offers numerous possibilities, and together, we can navigate these waters with confidence and precision. We are thrilled to announce the launch of a new, state-of-the-art dashboard, meticulously designed to enhance your experience and provide you with comprehensive insights into your contributions to a private equity fund. This innovative tool is part of a commitment to ensuring transparency, accessibility, and actionable intelligence for all our valued partners.
Yes, as we said, a private equity fund is what they said in their own newsletter, and now it's becoming a joint venture. But the reason why we're putting these links here, we've got all their leaked documents. Every newsletter that they've had and every claim that they've made is documented in these documents. And if you want proof, because a lot of people go, oh, you got proof, and we go, yeah, we've got quite a lot of proof, thanks very much. Well, this is it. This is what you're looking for. So have a good look at these newsletters, and you can see, you know, what they said they were wasn't actually what they are. And that's the problem that we're going to have, well, he's going to have. Their accomplishments, they're actually quite breathtaking to watch, but we've got all these documents, and these have been sent out to the people that invested, and these were entice new investments. And just interesting thing, the Chamber of Commerce, who they were sponsoring. So in the chamber, the Indian Chamber of Commerce, I'm going to show you something interesting here if I can find this. They have now gone and removed all the photos from their website to do with Chris. That's the wrong one. So the Indian Chamber, it's the Indian Chamber of Orlando, this one here. So on the, what do we got here, Danny? Are we doing this in real time, not properly? We'll try that one there, Orlando. So since we have contacted this company and demanded to know why they actually allowed Goliath Ventures to advertise, and we have heard of stories how they were donating money every time somebody signed up. But you can see here on the website, all these websites here link through, and now this one here does not link through. They've taken the link off, and I don't know why, but they don't want to promote it. And also, if you go through all the images that they've had with past events and the like, all the images, I've been told, I haven't verified this, have actually been removed. Anything to do with Goliath Ventures has been removed from their website. So that's a massive thing. But they have failed to communicate with me and told me why they have done such stuff. So that shows you that things are happening. Now, we're also going to report them. Oh, look at that. That's CoffeeZilla and the guy that just hosted the event that he was at. Something else I'm going to show you later on. So we are contacting Salesforce because they talked about, in here, they talk about how they've got a state-of-the-art dashboard, because we're sure that Salesforce will renege their contract with them once we provide the evidence that we do. And we also have already gone to the banks. So if your money is actually in the bank, or you've been dealing with them in the bank, their bank accounts have been frozen in the past. And Eric Clayton is their defense lawyer. And he theoretically negotiated a deal to get them unfrozen. So we were actually amazed that the banks have taken and handled the money from these investors, especially since they were not, as we mentioned in yesterday's video, not regulated. So we're going to make sure that every person that's associated with this company, right through to Lamborghini providers, know who they're dealing with and also where the money's coming from. So in short, which isn't in the blog, just my opinion at the moment, anyone that has received any donations from Christopher Delgado or Goliath Ventures in any which way or form, the chances of you getting that money clawed back, in my opinion, is 100%. So if you've made money or had donations from Christopher Delgado, that money will have to be returned to the investors, because they didn't have, as this blog, and this is why this blog's so important, they didn't have the right to issue these contracts, and they're worth shit. All right. Okay. So just to reiterate, and if you don't believe me, hear it from Christopher himself. I've actually uploaded a short to my YouTube channel. Oh, no, I haven't. Now, this video here, unfortunately, I'm not going to play the music because I get done for using the music. But in here, you can see this is the Vault 2025 conference, and he was the major sponsor. He paid $1 million to actually be the sponsor of this. And there's Chris talking and getting his money, because he wants to schmooze with other people with all the money so he can get more money and more flights on his jet. So let's have a listen to this. I'm going to turn the sound off for some of it.
Chris Delgado is the CEO of Goliath Ventures. They're involved
All right, so
in blockchain. We're getting into that.
We're a private equity firm.
So there you go. We're a private equity firm right there and then. Isn't that amazing?
Finance.
What is your goal for the company?
We're trying to be at the forefront of this new technology, not only in the United States, but in the world.
And from my opinion, he literally has no technology.
Super excited for the Vault conference.
And I recommend everyone to come to the Vault. It changed my life forever.
I'm just going to turn this down because I don't want the music. And I'll turn that down till the music starts. Here we go.
Decentralization is for you to have control of your own money, not the banks.
All right. So remember here first. So what he wants is for people to have control of their own money, not the banks. So I think the banks aren't going to be your best friend from now on, just saying, Christopher. And also, I think it's more about you having control of people's money, not them. And that's where, if you wanted to do the right thing, you would give everyone back their money. So far to date, ladies and gentlemen, all the people that we know who have requested to ask for their money back have not received 1 cent back. We heard a rumor, which probably isn't true, but I'm not surprised if it is, because that's how Ponzi schemes work, that you could only get $25,000 back on each withdrawal request. Now, what the heck's going on? Now, in previous blogs, we've showed you that Chris has put out statements in newsletters when he's had an independent audit that wasn't an audit, and claiming that 115% of investors' monies is safe. So now we're hearing crickets when it comes back. So if you are an investor and you have received your money back, please let us know, because this is daylight robbery. He is off to Munich. We're trying to stop him, and we're trying to have his passport frozen, and we're working like beavers to do so before he gets on that plane and takes off, because we're never going to see this guy again. He's off to Dubai. We've already had video statements from other people claiming that their long term is to be living in six months' time. They want to be living in Dubai. So we're working as fast as we can with Homeland Security to get this guy's passport removed from him so he stays in America rather than living. Like one scammer I had been chasing, he took off with $87 million, and he was now living on the 56th floor of a building right in the best part of Dubai. and paying like $30,000 a month rent for his apartment. And that's what they do. So we don't want that to happen with Christopher or your money. So we need your help, ladies and gentlemen. We're asking you to tell us who sponsored you into it. Give us your details. It will be kept anonymous. We need to keep this database building until we have got everybody who's invested. They claim they have 1,500 investors. I don't believe it's that high. They also claim they've given $100 million away in dividends. I don't actually believe that's true, but then some of the interesting intel that we're getting in is blowing me away. And I could tell you stories, but I don't want to, let people, it's anonymous information I've received. Some of it is. Let's go.
Their websites, pitch decks, and training materials all painted investors as buying equity and partnering in private equity. It sounded sophisticated and safe, perfect bait for doctors, firefighters, realtors, and retirees.
Yeah, so they've gone after, they've gone after, I don't know what they've gone after there. I thought I heard something. The baited doctors. Yeah, so it's a real diverse portfolio. We've actually got, I think we've got, last time I lost count, I think we've got 4 doctors. We know there's a firefighter because he's in the crew. And they also went after people from Remax. And there's 3 different real estate companies that we know that are involved. And the sad one is the retirees. And I can't help it, but I need to bring up a screen over here first. What have we got? Just need to make sure I don't bring up something that incriminates somebody because we like to keep our informants confidential. Right, that's it. Right, I can bring that back now. So this is our database that we have with people. So what we want to do is we want to go into Ponzi schemes and scams. We're currently investigating a new company that we believe that's happening as well. It's quite exciting. If we went to Wealth MD, that's right. So this company was targeting the elderly. And in here, if you go down here, you'll see there's videos here, and I've played them before, and I won't play them all. But this is the type of...
For several years before my husband passed away, I did all of the income tax stuff, getting ready to go to the accountant. So
in here, if we go back to here, I think I actually did PDFs. But if you go to the pitch deck, you can actually see we've got everything. So this pitch deck here was showing you how they were trying to go after, and there's Chris's face on it there. So they were using his company to pitch this service to the elderly. So we've got all the PDFs they had, and we watched the whole seminar on this and read the fine print, but we've done a lot of work on it. So let's carry on. Good afternoon, Susie, and hello, Queen of Karma. I was to see you there.
But when the pressure built in September 2025, Goliath abruptly rebranded. Suddenly, they were a joint venture private fund with disclaimers plastered everywhere claiming they weren't selling equity or securities.
And it's absolutely stupid. This company has already done the robbery, and now they're trying to clean up. They're trying to rebrand themselves. They're trying to put disclaimers on here. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. The crime has been done. Your contracts that you have got, your money. Just imagine this. They closed the company down in Florida, and they reopened it in the state of Wyoming. Every single investor should have received an agreement stating that they were doing that. Otherwise, your piece of paper is now toilet paper, and it's worthless. You cannot do that. Do your research. What happens if a company that you invest in closes down when they've closed down that company in the state of Florida? That makes the contract that you have worthless. It's not illegal to do what they've done, but they have to notify, and everyone has to sign and agree that they want to continue as they've gone to the state of Wyoming. Don't let me get started. All the scams I've been doing over the last 5 years that do register themselves in America all register themselves in the state of Wyoming because, it's just stupidity laws. They're crazy. We've seen companies lie about their registration. We have wrote to them. We've had them struck off for not having unique identifiers on their contracts. They've provided fraudulent information. And then 3 months later, that same company has reopened with exactly the same name and filed the same paperwork and reopened themselves. So they get struck off, and then they get reprimanded, and they get told off for providing illegal information. And then they can reopen themselves in 3 months' time with the same name, 100%. So how can the state of Wyoming, every time we hear the state of Wyoming, we laugh the Avengers because it's just stupid on stupid. So what I'm saying is Wyoming have really slack laws. And theoretically, it's only for people you're working with in Wyoming, not Florida. And why would you? And they've even given me a 10-page cease and desist letter quoting Florida law, which is stupid because they're not in Florida. They're in Wyoming, if you know what I mean. But anyway, it just gets stupider on stupider.
Here's Delgado at the Vault Conference 2025, which he blew $1 million sponsoring. In front of 12,000 people, he couldn't even explain what Goliath actually was. He called it a private joint venture fund. Watch for yourself.
Yeah, we'll watch that in a second. Now, just imagine this. He's blown $1 million being the major sponsor so he can get in front of the big people. I cannot verify this, but we've had rumors that he's bought $4 million worth of vehicles. Who the hell runs a company like that with your money and needs to spend it like it's lolly water? We've heard that he spent millions of dollars on jets flying around. He's on the way to Germany in a couple of days' time to go to the beer fest. It's his birthday on the 18th of this month. You know, he's bought 3 houses, one for the ex-wife, and they're doing paperwork at the moment. Somebody asked me, are you sure they're getting a divorce? Because for some reason they haven't got a divorce yet. But we've also got 5 ex-girlfriends contacts, and we've reached out to some of them, and they've been great. And some of the people that we know that knows are disgusted in the way he's treated people. So here he is, a private joint venture fund. Here's the video. Here's the man of the moment who's paid $1 million to stand on the stage to tell everyone about me. Have a listen to this.
My company, Goliath Ventures, we're a private joint venture fund. We partner with institutions, high net worth individuals, and we provide DeFi liquidity, or we provide liquidity on DeFi networks like Uniswap, PancakeSwap. And our sole mission and goal is to provide financial freedom to families like we've done in our own company. And
I mean, I've listened to DeFi. We provide DeFi on platforms such as PancakeSwaps. Look, I don't know too much about crypto blockchains, but this guy knows nothing. And this is just bullshit. Even he doesn't know what he's talking about here. This is a poor attempt to even fluff your way through nothing. So he's paid $1 million to get that microphone to stand here telling people they're a private equity firm. Let's listen to it again.
My company, Goliath Ventures, we're a private joint venture fund.
A private joint venture fund is what he's telling people.
We partner with institutions.
He partners with institutions. And if I was saying that myself, I would say like Microsoft, Bill Gates, not Microsoft, Bill Gates, Apple, Samsung, whatever it was, I would name them. I would not just say institutions.
High net worth individuals.
High net worth individuals. He's going after your money. You know, this guy, you got to listen to this, people. You're wealthy people. In New Zealand, we'd be lucky if you're earning a good wage, it's around about 100,000 a year. The doctors, some of these doctors are earning $5, $6, $7, $8 million a year with their practices. He's gone after those people. You might just give him 100,000 and see what it's like and go, oh, look at that, made money. But he's now going back. I've seen the contracts where one person put $1 million in, and then they went back with a proposal to put 15 million in. So these are the people he's gone after.
And we provide DeFi liquidity.
DeFi liquidity. What the hell does that mean?
Or we provide liquidity on DeFi.
Or provide liquidity on DeFi. What the hell does that mean?
Networks like Uniswap, PancakeSwap.
Okay, so he says networks like Uniswap, PancakeSwap. Last time I was busting a $1.9 billion scam, the only way they could get their money out was using PancakeSwap. It's quite interesting. It's only, your crypto is only worth as much as somebody's prepared to swap it for.
And our sole mission and goal is to provide financial freedom.
And to provide financial freedom, every single multi-level marketing Ponzi scheme, the crypto Ponzi scheme Avenger goes after, is all giving people that hope of that paradise that's going to happen. So I was brought up as a Jehovah's Witness, and I was gaslighted on the stage by people who told me that everybody in the world that wasn't a Jehovah's Witness was going to be destroyed at Armageddon, and only the righteous were going to inherit the earth. And we had to like not really socialize with anyone in the world, the worldly people we used to call them. And they gave us that hope that we're going to live forever. And you would do anything to get into that paradise. Now, this is why I do what I do, because the religious cult that I was part of, and then all these investment opportunities, they give you that false hope. He's saying to you, his goal is to provide financial freedom. He wants the financial freedom for using your money. It's not rocket science, but that's the carrot that never eventuates.
To families,
and the families, because they go after communities. They really do. We just showed you the Indian Chamber, how they've taken his advertising off their website, except for the logo. I don't know why they left the logo. Maybe they've got a contract with him. I don't know, but they're not linking through to his website, and they've removed images. They go after the community, and that's why a lot of the times these scams, if I'm calling it, actually go after communities, because they're easy targets, because these Ponzi schemes grow by referrals, and it's not who you know, it's what you know, and that's the truth of it.
Like we've done in our own company.
So the freedom to families like we've done in our own company. Well, the inner circle, the people that we have got in here, let me show you. We're actually not going to show you the list, but we will go into here, and I will go back to here, and I will go home, and we will show you the persons of interest. So I've currently got 500 people of interest on my websites. Just in the last 15 days, we've added about 50 new people. And in here, we've got, so persons of interest, 48. And that one there should be in there as well. Thank you very much. Whoops, there we go. Gone. Nope, gone there. We go Control Z. So I'm just going to put that one in there. So we've now got 49 persons of interest. And that's what we're doing. We're building that database up because we want people to come forward. These are people of interest, people that we know, some of the ones that we know have invested. We've got other lists, but there's a massive database in here and a whole lot of intel, and we've got contracts, the whole 9 yards. So it is quite exciting. This one actually is taking me by storm. My guesstimation, I believe this is a $500 million scam. So get your money out if you can, and if you don't get it out, what excuses are they giving you? We'd love to know. All right, let's carry on. We've got messages coming in here. I'll just check to make sure I'm doing everything right here, what I'm doing with my Avengers, because they do provide me information as we go. And we're doing good. Excellent. Rightio. Right. Okay, so what have we got? So we watch for yourself, and then let's go move forward.
And then, in a move straight out of the fraud playbook.
Right, so what do we have?
September 2nd, 2025. Bringus Bookkeeping, Goliath's internal payout processor, dissolved its Florida corporation and reincorporated in Wyoming. September 3rd, 2025. Goliath Ventures did the exact same thing, Florida out, Wyoming in.
Yeah, so we thought when the bookkeeper was shut down her business and this happened, we started exposing them just before September. And then when we heard the bookkeeper close down her business, we thought, oh my goodness, they're trying to cover up their tracks. But she reopened in Florida day before, and Goliath Ventures. I mean, I just can't get over the fact that while all this exposure is happening, they shut down their company in Florida, as if that's going to protect them. And it's not. Let's have a listen.
Investors, not informed, no notices, no disclosures, no consent.
Now, if you did get informed or any notices, or, did you get notified? If so, let us know. At the moment, nothing. Crickets. We have heard nothing. Move that desk out a little bit. That's a bit better. All right, this kind of, here we go, let's have a listen.
This kind of jurisdiction-hopping corporate swap is a massive red flag. It screams insiders trying to shield themselves, bury records, and complicate enforcement. The fact that Bringus Bookkeeping moved first, paving the way, shows how deliberate it all was.
Yeah, so just think for a minute, guys. I mean, I'm not a big business guru. I left school at the age of 14, and I'm not a qualified anything. Oh, I am actually. I'm a painter and a decorator. Yeah, painter and a decorator takes down $500 million company. That's going to be a headline on the New York Times, isn't it? Or maybe I get in the, what's the other big one? We are actually talking to the head guy at the Investigative Bureau of Journalists. That's quite good. He's been giving us a lot of leads. And also this story has gone out to 60 journalists. So when you get that article in the morning, The Age, I want to be in the front cover of The Age newspaper, or even the Florida newspaper. We have actually got leads, and I've meant to follow those up. And please, Avengers, can somebody send me a message with an email address to the that one in the Florida newspaper? I must follow that up. I know I haven't done that so far. Been a bit busy. The contracts that you've got are not securities.
The SEC doesn't care what you call your product. It cares what it is.
Yeah. It's like if it quacks like a duck and it walks like a duck, it's a duck. You can't come along and say it's a hedgehog, because when you throw the hedgehog in the water, it's going to swim around like a duck, and it's just not going to look right. And that's what these guys are doing. So the video that we did this morning, which went a wee bit wrong, because I went out, I actually did the gardening this morning, in case you're wondering. Went for a walk with Pixel, my dog, and then we went out to I did the gardening, and this video that we've done, it actually froze. So it's all going to be timestamped. So if you want to see the meeting, you can see at the start of this meeting, we've actually got Christopher here, and this is the most amazing video I've ever had leaked. So it's all backed up, of course, and it's all gone to the Homeland Security, of course. And this one video will close the company down. It's gone burger. This video tells you what they want to be and why they're trying to get themselves legal, and they're not. It is the smokiness. It's the hottest gun. There's flames coming out the barrel of this rifle. This one here is the one that will take the company down. This video alone is amazing. And that's what we replayed today for people who haven't watched it. And it's amazing. Anyway, halfway through it, it paused, and I didn't have a chance to get it going again until I got home. So if you're looking at it now, you'll see I've got skip to 122. So it's quite easy. What you do is if you look at any of my videos, most of the times I do put timestamps, but this particular video, I'll need to wait 24 hours before I edit it. I've actually timestamped the whole video, every single part of it, right? And all the things, all the claims I've made. We've gone through, we've used ChatGPT, we've got the transcript, we've broken it down, we've found all the claims and all the time. So you can just click on one of those links and it will take to that section of the meeting.
Fun stuff. Yeah.
So Matt Burke, haven't heard from him. Piers Curry, these guys are going to be behind bars. They're going to be in jail. Mark my words on it. These guys are going to be in jail. Now, if you go down to here, you'll see that once that video has fixed it, all these timestamps will work. In the meantime, they don't. Track where your crypto really went. So the other one I wanted to show you was something that I haven't done in there. Why haven't I done that? I thought I put something in there cleverly. I haven't. Okay, so what I'm going to do...
Structural changes that are coming in.
Or maybe I did.
The first one, you've heard us say a couple times, working with attorneys and Chris, we've come up with...
All right, so I'm just going to do something here while we are talking. Hopefully I can click that up. Yep, I can. 1 second, please, caller. I want to show you something. Right, and that's true. Okay, so yes, I can bring that up. So what we've done is that I'm just going to do it now. So we go to this movie here. Oh, there he is again. There he is. We're going to go full transcript. And boom. Right. So now what we've done is we've put a link in here. So if you oh God, this is no good. It's been naughty. So here we've got the link to the video that you just seen, and then the complete transcript. So if you come down to the bottom here, you'll see the complete transcript of the whole video, and which is really, really handy, because anytime if you come here and you do a search for black block, for example, block, then you can see the times that they mentioned that company, and you can obviously, how to search. You can go through and see where they mentioned it, and also Goliath and Black Blocks thing together. So anyway, I just want to say that. So if you go to that video, not that one, If you go to that video, you will now see, if you click on that, we should have
bring that to
in
us.
the description.
We're generally not directly reaching out to partners.
Yes, you'll be able to see
guys
that
are our
link, and it's
clients,
open to
you
the
guys are
public.
coming to us.
So that's pretty cool. Anyway, we're going to show you some clips of that video in a minute. I don't want to get distracted. So under the Howey Test, I love the Howey Test.
Under the Howey Test, SEC v. W.J. Howey Company, 328 U.S. 293, 1946. A contract is a security if it involves
Right, basic things. Does your contract involve this?
investment of money,
Oh, it's crypto. Or is it money? Okay, did you hand him money? Okay, there's one question.
in a common enterprise,
In a common enterprise. I think that's called Global Investments. Is it? Global Ventures Inc.? Is that a common enterprise?
with an expectation of profits,
Oh, did you think that you were giving Chris away your money and never going to get any profits? Okay.
from the efforts of others,
From the efforts of others. So Chris claims that he is going to use pancake swaps and do DeFi projects and blah, 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 blah. And by him doing that, he's going to generate you an income. This isn't like passive income. This is somebody who says if you give him $100,000 and don't take any out and let it compound, that at the end of the year, that $100,000 is going to be worth $60,000. Well, you're going to get $60,000 worth of dividends. That's what he's claimed. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And as I said to him at the start, why don't you answer my basic questions? Why don't you open the books? I've heard that people were invested with him and then they wanted to see the books and he wouldn't show them the books. So they pulled their investment out. Things like that.
Goliath's contracts check every box.
They do check every box.
Investors put in cash or crypto, often 6 and 7 figures.
Oh, the minimum investment, 100,000. For the ones that started with 25,000, the directors, well, the directors who now have to set up their own companies had to squeeze those people to top up their investments to $100,000 if they wanted to stay in. And in the video that we watched that blew the company apart, they said that if they weren't prepared to talk in public about how they could get around that. So we'd have a private conversation on how we could help them out. So they were saying we can't say it publicly because we'll get in trouble legally, but come and talk to me in my office behind the door and we'll make it happen. That's exactly what they said.
Funds were pulled in so-called liquidity pools.
Funds were pulled into so-called liquidity pools. So-called. They don't exist, guys. I don't want to ruin your investment, but hey, you've got to help me help you get your money out.
They were promised 3-10% fixed monthly returns and guaranteed principal.
Yeah, and we saw some older contracts which were well over 3% interest.
Returns supposedly came from Goliath's trading, not investor work.
Yeah, he was claiming he was trading. You know how many times I've seen people lose money to Forex trading? This Forex trading stuff is a load of bullshit, guys. If you've got yourself a flash app on your phone and you think you're watching your money grow, try to take your money out for a test. Lose whatever you think you're making by keeping the money on these platforms. Try and get all your money out just to test the platform if you think it's genuine, because that is the best test of it all. And I guarantee you they will come up with some tricky excuse why you can't take out all your money. They'll get you to stake your funds.
Call it a joint venture, call it private equity, call it magic beans. Legally, it's a security.
Let's call it magic beans.
And selling unregistered securities to the public is a federal crime.
Yeah, we're not talking about a scam here, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about fraud. This is a federal crime. And if you've promoted it to other people, I've reached out to you. I've got one other YouTuber, and everyone will know who I'm talking about. He reached out to me last night, and he said, what did he say? I'll read you what he said. If I can get his name right, was he deleted his message? Okay, I'm going to have to read his name. He's the guy with a stroke of success guy. And this is what he said. After sending him a message, and I've got to read this, and I'm going to show you if I can do it. Let's see. It's Telegram, it's WhatsApp. There we go. So WhatsApp. All right, so I've wrote to, that you can see his name at the top. And it said he deleted the first message. So he actually reached out to me first, and then he deleted the message. And then I wrote back and said, can I help you? And then he's wrote back and said, is this Danny from YouTube channel? And I went, yes, Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. Well, that's me. Anyway, so then I've wrote him this message. And this is important because this is what I've written to quite a few people. And you've got to listen to it, but it's a goodie.
Hi, Kurum. My name is Danny D. Heck. I'm an investigative journalist focused on exposing Ponzi schemes and fraudulent investment operations. I've been following your podcast interviews closely, including those where you've hosted individuals connected to Christopher Delgado and Goliath Ventures Incorporated. As you may already be aware, Goliath Ventures is currently the subject of an active investigation involving Homeland Security and other U.S. federal agencies. Serious concerns have been raised that this operation is structured as a Ponzi scheme, using investor funds to finance private jets, luxury trips, and lavish lifestyles, while promising guaranteed monthly returns. Because of your visibility and connections, including links to Sanjay Srinivasan and others in Delgado's orbit, your role is of particular interest. I'd like to offer you the chance to clarify your position and set the record straight. Are you currently an investor in Goliath Ventures Incorporated? If so, how much did you invest? And have you received returns or dividends? Were you ever compensated or incentivized for promoting or hosting individuals tied to Goliath Ventures on your podcast? Are you aware of Homeland Security's investigation into Goliath and its promoters? Do you have knowledge of investor recruitment strategies, referral commissions, or promises made about guaranteed returns? I want to stress that everyone connected to Goliath Ventures is currently being reviewed as a person of interest. However, those who come forward early and provide information often have the opportunity to protect themselves and assist regulators. This could be an opportunity for you to demonstrate transparency and distance yourself from Delgado's activities. If you have insights into what you've seen or heard through your podcast work, I would encourage you to share them. Everything can be kept confidential if you wish, and information may be passed securely to investigators. I will be publishing further updates on this case shortly. If you'd like your position included accurately, now is the time to provide a response.
Yeah, so what response did you get? Well, it was yesterday, and now we've got this reply. And I haven't actually read it. I can tell I don't listen to this.
Hi, Danny. I hope you're doing well. I'd like to clarify that I am a YouTuber podcaster, not an investor in Goliath Ventures, nor have I received any compensation from them. My work is strictly focused on interviewing entrepreneurs around the world. With that in mind, I kindly request that you remove my name from your videos to avoid any misrepresentation. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation. Best regards.
Not likely. As I said, people on my list are people of interest. And then I wrote back this morning.
How are you doing? Could you please answer the questions that I provided you in an email? This will help us in your investigation. Also, if you could provide us a list of people that you know that have invested, and if possible, how much. Thank you.
Right, so so this is the guy here, the stroke of success. And I presume he had a stroke, and now he's he's got flash cars, he's doing really well. And I'm not saying he's connected. He's admitted he's never an investor, but whether he's promoted it, I don't know. But when you go to his YouTube channel,
is it you creating your video?
You can actually see, if you go to his videos, that he's been promoting all these celebrities, and some of them are breathtaking.
When you are so scared to circulate.
So we believe this guy. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Sorry about that, guys. So I'm just going to go back then. Sorry about that. So here you can see his YouTube channel, but the policeman guy is Tom. Is it Tomo? Tomo? So he's got videos on here, and this was 2 months ago. And you'll see just a few days ago, he dropped a video with Delgado. And he's been interviewing all these people that are involved. Here's Tom again. All these people that are involved with Christopher Delgado. And now he's telling he's just a YouTuber. So I've asked him some basic facts. I want to know whether he's getting paid to promote these people. I want to know what his involvement is. And I get this little, oh, please take my name off the list sort of email. And it's like, oh, I sound like Queen of Karma then. And look, has he interviewed this guy as well? Patrick David. Has he interviewed him? Or is it just, it'd be good if he has. But anyway, and also I'm noticing a few things here. Some of these videos seems to get a lot of traffic. Some of them don't. My YouTube channel gets attacked all the time by people. But this guy's got, this guy is definitely a person of interest because he's in the mix. He's guilty by association, meaning not guilty, but he's somebody of interest because he knows all these guys. And he's also said that he's friends with other people we know who have invested. So if he really wants to help and do the right thing and he's a good man, he's a good YouTuber, and he's gone through a bit of a life experience, then why doesn't he want to stick his neck out and help us? Who is he protecting? He's interviewed the guy that has stolen $500 million potentially. He's interviewed him and he just says, I'm nobody. Take my name off your list. No bloody way. No registration, no licenses, and no disclosures. This is a federal crime. Despite raising 250 to 500 million from 1,500 people, Goliath Ventures never registered with SEC. They never registered this company. You guys have given your money to a guy who's going away in an airplane soon. He'll be in Dubai if he's not stopped. And you've given your money away on a piece of what is a use of paper that might as well be used as toilet paper. He's never registered your investment with SEC. Can I say that any more clearly? Never filed Form D notices. Never. He's done nothing. He's just taken your money and said, I've got your back, bro. This guy hasn't got your back, bro, because a lot of the people that are associating with him are now feeding us information. They don't like this guy. He's not a nice guy. He's a thief.
Provided no audited financials or disclosures.
He won't open the books. If anybody is in here and you think that this guy is going to open his books and show you what's happening with the money, he will not. Some of the most powerful people in America have told him to open his books, and he will not do so. You are the investor. They say the one with the gold makes the rules. You got the gold. Well, have you? I've heard of people taking out their life savings and giving it to Chris. I've heard of couples who are going through arguments at the moment because the wife wants the money out and the husband doesn't, or the husband does and the wife doesn't. People are running to the bank. Remember our blog the other day? We've got people queued up outside the bank. They won't have a bank for much longer. We've already written and contacted all the banks involved. And we've told them they should not be providing financial services to Christopher Delgado because he's not registered. I don't know if I can say that any clearer. How does somebody get between $250 to $500 million worth of your money who's not registered? Am I missing something here?
Sold to non-accredited investors, many retirees and first responders.
Oh, the people I get contacted by every day. Every day I get an email from somebody who said they put all their money in, all their money. And it's like, and they're like 70 years of age because they thought it was a good thing because they thought it was a good thing because their child had invested and they thought their child was really smart. Also, we have some good stories. A lot of people have contacted us, said, I knew it was a scam and I didn't invest. And they say thank you to me for my videos. So if you want to say thank you, you can support me. I don't get paid for doing these videos. I don't get paid for doing these reviews. But if you want to, you can support me via my website. It's much appreciated. I haven't done any work for 15 days. I have not done anything to generate an income for myself. I have spent like my Avengers, and I just want to have a round of applause to my Avengers. And I hope my next big campaign that I'm going to raise money for is I want to go to CyberCon, is it? The thing in America next year. I'm going to have a 12-month project, if I'm allowed to go to America, and I'm going to go to CyberCon. Is it CyberCon? I want to be there. And that's one of my fundraisers that I'm going to put on my Ko-Fi. Was it Ko-Fi? Ko-Fi thing. At the moment, what I've done, I will tell you because it's quite good for me. If I go to here, you can actually see I've got a goal and I'm 66% there. Now, this goal is for me to do a review on 5 scams. And I think I started that about 2 weeks ago. So that's really good. So I've got about $600 from people who have donated to me to do these investigations. Every time I do an investigation, I could get a 10-page cease and desist letter. I could find myself in the New Zealand High Court again. I could find myself winning the case because the idiots can't. These guys don't want to be in a courtroom. I've just got to be convinced and have the paperwork and the audit information. We're doing open source intelligence, right? And we've found overwhelming evidence from their own content that they are falling on their own sword. Their own contracts are what we have used to expose this company. We haven't had to, rely on testimonials from people. We've got the paperwork from their own company that are showing that they are not registered to do these securities.
And it gets worse. Goliath also operated as an unlicensed money transmitter.
Yeah, so yesterday we actually did a blog on this, and I'm actually going to take a minute to add that because we actually went to that blog. Where is it? Goliath. Where is it? There it is there. No, it was the day before, actually. It's good to do that then. So what we're going to do, we're going to add that too. And where do we talk? Where it actually also gets worse. No licenses, lots of money. And we're going to put that there, and we're going to save it. And watch this. Watch what I just did. Okay, so where we talk, they're not registered with is it FinCEN?
Not registered with FinCEN as an MSB.
FinCEN. Right, so if I refresh this, hopefully we'll get this going pretty cool. Yep. So now we've got a link there now, just like that. That's pretty clever. So we did a blog yesterday, or the day before actually, how they're not registered with FinCEN. And we actually went in here and showed you guys how you can actually go and search for the database. And we searched MSB, what are they called? MSB registration. And you can come down here and you can put the state of Florida in there. I think you can just go Florida. And we showed that when you search for the state of Florida and bring up the whole database and you go through there with a fine-tooth comb, there's no one called Goliath anything. Well, there was nobody called Goliath, but when we went to the state of Wyoming and we did a search, we actually found there was Goliath, but nothing to do with Goliath Venture Inc. So that means that they have definitely not got a Vincent as registered with I'm not even going to try that again. So not licensed in Florida or Wyoming. We showed you that. Yet handling pooled crypto funds, allegedly, on behalf of the public. So they're claiming they're happy to handle your money. They're just taking your money for a ride, guys. I can't stress that enough.
That's a double whammy.
Hey,
securities fraud plus unlicensed money transmission.
Right. So that's a double whammy. Yeah. Oh, I just feel sorry for people. Now, this part of the blog, I've got 3 videos I'm going to play. And they may not be there all the time, but I just wanted to put them there so I don't miss them. So the first one is going to show you this meeting. Now, we'll just wait there. So what I want to do is, this is the meeting that I recorded today, and this was just a snippet of the meeting. But it's one of the breathtaking parts that we want to show you because they're going after that retirement money. And it's so important that you listen to this company. This is a company. Now, the person talking is Matthew Burke. He is in Wealth Management MD, which is otherwise known as Wealth Doctors. Wealth Management Doctors. And then the other one is Black Block. And this is a seminar where Chris Delgado opened it and got them going and went for about 1 hour 50. And this is the creme of the creme part that you want to watch. This is just absolutely breathtaking stuff. As I said in the onset of this, I hope I get a volume on that. On the outset of this video, there it goes. I was listening to this while I was doing the gardening, and I've listened to this video 4 times. And every time I listen to this video again, I hear something. I'm just sitting there. I actually had to stop and message on my own YouTube live while I was doing the gardening because this is amazing. So this is what you when you listen to these claims are breathtaking.
You would go up at each level. It also gives you another question to ask because a lot of people have money sitting in old IRAs and old 401ks and like the reason that we figured this out. It's a $1 trillion market, retirement accounts. It's huge.
$1 trillion industry. Did you hear what he said, ladies and gentlemen? They're going after people's retirement funds. They want people to take their retirements that they worked all their bloody life for and move it over to Goliath Ventures so Chris Delgado can go spend it on holidays with his 5th, 6th, 7th girlfriend. He's currently still married. He's not divorced. And we've got 6 ex-girlfriends or girlfriends. Every time he turns up, he's got a new girlfriend. This guy is going after people's retirement funds. Do you really want to be friends with him? London House. Is it London House? London Club? Whatever it's called. We'll be reaching out to them. It costs you $23,000 a year to be part of this club. Now, remember the clubs that Donald Trump used to go to? And, you know, those sort of clubs? This is the club that he's going to with your money, being the man. And he's going after people's retirement funding. Your mum and dad. He wants their money. He's stealing from the old. You know, this is, I just can't get over that. So the second video, and if you're quick, you can actually go watch these segments on the blog, which is in the description of the video you're watching right now. But the second claim, let's make sure, Wealth MD is handling everything. Everything.
Yes. So on qualified money, yes. Essentially, the way it works is whatever percentage they get paid, the fee over that just gets split between the referring partner or director and Wealth MD. That's how it works. Wealth MD does all of the work.
What's the split?
You're responsible for zero. It's just half and half. You do zero work. Like literally do nothing on that. Because even the servicing, that's why we have a dedicated person. The servicing's different. Like if someone were to call in and say, I need to take money out of my account, what's qualified?
I don't get the point of that video.
Yes. So on qualified money, yes. Essentially the way it works is whatever percentage they get paid, the fee over that just gets split between the referring partner or director and Wealth MD. That's how it works.
So I think the point of that video, because my Avengers have helped me with this, I won't deny that, is the fact that people are getting backhanders from people investing. I presume that's what that is referring to.
Wealth MD does all of the work.
So maybe we're showing that Wealth MD was associated with Goliath. And also we know that I'm pretty sure Matt Burt was the director or the founder of it.
You're responsible for zero. It's just.
So this is the disgusting part, which I do remember because this is snipped out of a whole lot of, it's not quite in context, but you can watch the whole video on my YouTube channel. But these people that were in the audience were told that at this meeting that they had to set up their own separate entities. But Goliath Ventures were actually going to handle the money. And they were also telling people they didn't want to be labeled an MLM. So they were telling people that everybody that was in their company, get this, so imagine you've got, I don't know how many people were there, but I'm guessing maybe 20 people. Each of them had to set up their own separate company. And then they were told that they weren't allowed to get paid a commission, but they had to hire people to sell the product. So if you had a salesman, because they didn't want to be labeled MLM. Keep relabeling things. Now let's just listen to this again.
It's half and half. You do zero work. Like literally do nothing on that. Because even the servicing, that's why we have a dedicated person. The servicing's different. Like if someone were to call in and say, I need to take money out of my account, what's qualified?
Right.
Yes.
So we've got confirmation that what that video is really about is he's saying that wealth management does everything. So, you know, so wealth management was set up as a sort of like an in-between. Right, the third video, hopefully I'll be better at job explaining that one. I've watched this video 4 times and I'm still struggling to see what mayhem they're up to. So the last one, I hope that's the one I think it is. Here we go.
So this is a huge market right here that's qualified funds.
Huge.
$1 billion. So I have
Huge.
This is retirement systems, investments, retirement.
FRS. Huge dollars in FRS.
When does this go into effect? Like
Wait.
right now?
Right now it's available.
Real
right
quick.
Now. Yeah.
Time out.
Right.
Time out. Sit before you don't get too excited. If someone is currently at a job, they have a 401k, thrift savings plan, something like that, that money we can't touch. If they are currently making contributions into a plan, it is not eligible for rollout in service.
There is one.
Get them to retire today.
There's one caveat to that. Some plans allow for in-service distributions. There is a caveat. This is why if someone has a qualified plan, you say, call Matt. I know those questions to ask. And so if there's a way to get the money out, I will get it. FRS is one. FRS does allow in-service distributions. So what that means is they can roll out everything currently, but then their new contributions would still go to FRS And then you can do another rollout later. But yes, and FRS also has pensions that you can roll out too. So if someone retires, those are big numbers. They go into drop, boom, you can roll out $500,000 in one whack. Yeah, there's a huge market.
I just think they're just disgusting companies here. I'll just get my intel in here. It's called a loan against your... So you loan money against your own retirement funds to invest in a higher interest payout, something like that. If there is a way to get money, he will get it. And with this video, I can't sort of stress enough the video that there he is again on CoffeeZilla. CoffeeZilla is a cool guy, actually. I've actually talked to him on the phone for half an hour, which is quite nice. And I have actually asked him if he'll take this one on. He might later on. This is we do work. We try to work closely together when we can. If you go to the live section of my video, as I said earlier, this link here, we've managed to name everybody in the strategy room. This photo was taken 3 years earlier. The only person we don't know is the person with the checkered shirt, but we're working on that. We're slowly painting a big picture.
You guys are coming to us, but there is a direct line.
But as I said, this whole video is live for people to see. And if you do want to watch that video and you're a bit lazy, I'll just chuck that in the chat room. Oh, yeah, but oh, wow. Every time we do a video here, we're trying to help the investor realize they need to act fast and you need to get your money out of the platform if you can. And honestly, to be honest, I don't think you can. That's the problem about it.
Through WealthMD, Goliath targeted retirement accounts. In a February 2025 training, Matt Burks and Piers Curry bragged, "The reason we figured this out, it's $1 trillion market."
Listen to that, ladies and gentlemen. The reason we figured out, they don't care about you and your retirement. They're coming up with ways where they can steal your money, because these retirement funds are fantastic for a Ponzi scheme. And it's not rocket science, ladies and gentlemen. The science behind it is people don't take their money out. So then it gives them time to build the Ponzi scheme. So I've just made that a lovely so let's see what they did, and then we can understand those videos. Perhaps I should have read this before I did the videos.
They helped investors set up self-directed IRA LLCs, guided rollovers from pensions, and 401(k) directed funds into unregistered Goliath contracts. Protected retirement money was stripped from regulated custodians and funneled into a Ponzi-like scheme that triggers ERISA liability and potential criminal penalties.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, you're looking at these guys, and they actually are walking criminals, and they're fraudsters. These are not this is not running a scam. These guys are committing fraud.
The sham independent audits.
The sham independent audits. Oh my God! Wait till you hear this, guys.
At the same time, Burks and Curry were running Black Block, a fake independent audit shop.
Oh, and it's like, yeah. Just disgusting. Honestly, it is. We got R for read.
Marketed as independent, but owned by Burks and Curry, pushed to investors as proof of safety, used to create a false aura of legitimacy.
Oh, I get so sick of hearing these stupid things these guys come up with.
So the same people funneling retirement money were also faking audits. A two-pronged scam. Textbook conspiracy.
Yep. It's just, conspiracy to
the fallout,
forward.
SEC, DOJ, FinCEN, and DOL. When regulators classify Goliath's contracts as securities, the hammer comes down.
The hammer's coming down on this one. I'm being a bit naughty, guys. I'm actually updating my blog in real time, because once we publish these blogs, I publish them on about 6 different platforms. So you'll find them on my LinkedIn profile. So if you want to have a confidential conversation, do reach out to me on LinkedIn, and we'd love to have a conversation with you. So we just updated Black Block, and I think the other one we needed to find was wealth management, wasn't it? Wealth management. Yeah, it was. Okay, so we're just going to go wealth. Was it Legacy Partners? Wealth Manager. Yeah, I think it was that one there. Anyway, we'll carry on reading. So what's going to happen? Well,
SEC, cease and desist, freezes, disgorgement, officer bans DOJ, felonies for unregistered securities, wire fraud, conspiracy. FinCEN states, unlicensed money transmitter charges DOL eyes, ERISA suits, IRA disqualifications, back taxes, penalties.
Yeah, so if you've taken the money out and you've, like we said yesterday, if you've got all your money and you think, it was my money I invested and I've got my money out. Unfortunately, guys, it's not rocket science, but you really are going to have to give that money back. I'm being naughty, aren't I? Look at me, I'm editing my blog. You guys are saying, hurry up, Danny, carry on. I'm going, okay, I am. But I just want to update a few links. I want to have the links all there for you guys. So what I've actually just done in that last update, there it is, update, is I've just added links to all the companies we're talking about. So you have the pleasure of just clicking on them, and you'll find the link to this blog in the description of the video you're watching.
The bottom line, Goliath Ventures wasn't sloppy, it was engineered deception. They sold unregistered securities, they ran unlicensed crypto pools, they raided retirement accounts, they faked audits.
Yeah, I don't know if we can express that enough, can we? I mean, this isn't like, oh yes, we didn't have things quite right, This is major. This isn't like, they know what they're doing. You can't tell somebody, like, I think Piers Curry said he's been in this industry for 40 years. And at one point in that video that we watched this morning, he said that a lot of his colleagues have been reprimanded publicly for their behavior and struck off the financial regulator industry because of their actions. Now, guilty by association, I say on that one. Oh, here we go.
And when the walls closed in, they fled Florida for Wyoming overnight.
Yes. So now they think they can move from one state to the other. I will publish your blog, Queen of Karma. I've been busy, but I will have a look today and get those blogs out. All right, we'll have a wee look at those.
Rebranding won't save them. Disclaimers won't save them.
Too late. Job done. You've already been to you've already committed the robbery.
When the SEC and DOJ move, and they will, the unregistered securities problem will be the case that tears Goliath apart.
Yeah. And well, I mean, the company, I've been told by the IRS that instead of everything, all the ducks are in a row, so to speak, while we're picking on ducks, and they put everything into it, it can take 2 years before they close these companies down. Sometimes I wish it was a bit sooner because I get all the legal actions and all the legal threats.
And it won't just end Delgado. It will also take down Matt Burks and Piers Curry, the architects behind both Wealth MD and BlackBlock.
Yeah, so these guys, or not that guy. Not that guy. Where's he gone? These guys are, these guys are on the ship.
Just to be clear.
They stood up here. I've never seen a grease monster looking more like a grease monster other than this Piers Curry guy. And we've written to these guys. Matt did write back to us, but he didn't tell us anything interesting. It was a joke. He said he's going to write me an email. He never did. Have you ever watched Judge Judy? Shoulda, coulda.
Catastrophic liability, long federal prison sentences. The writing is on the wall.
It is on the wall. So I've got a town on this one, ladies and gentlemen. I'm actually going to show you something interesting here. This is blog number 8. Which is quite amazing. So we've gone through those videos and we've showed you that they're going after the retirement money. We've shown you 2 days ago that they don't have any licenses whatsoever in the state of Wyoming or Florida. We've gone through the video that was an hour 51 and got all the transcript, and you're more than welcome to handle it. We've shown you that he's paid $1 million to be at this vault to 2025 so he can be in front of the rich and famous. We've shown you that he's been sponsoring people like the Indian American Chamber of Commerce. We've also told you that the Chamber of Commerce has taken down and unlinked his logo on their website, and they don't want anything to do with it. So I've heard they still haven't corresponded with me, and we would value anyone reaching out to us. We've sent them a letter of demands, basically asking them why the heck they were promoting Christopher Delgado. These are some photos that I wanted to show you guys. Now, this is something that we're looking for on social media at the moment. We have found quite a few people that have received these glass or plastic plaques after they have overinvested. These are sent out to people that invest in the company, so we've heard. We still don't know exactly what you need to invest to get one of these plaques. And I'm not saying the plaque's worth anything special. However, we've noticed a few of these. So we're using these boxes and searching, reverse image searching and finding like-minded people who invested, and we've reached out to the people. If you think that you have invested and you've made money and you've got out, like one guy we know made over $2.8 million. Yes, $2.8 million from his investment. Unfortunately, that will be clawed back. They have been very, very awesome in helping us with information and awesome. And I get a lot of innocent people out here are going to lose their money. But don't sit there on your hands, ladies and gentlemen. Don't sit there thinking you'll trust in Chris. The Chris is a bottom feeder. I've just shown you that this guy has gone after retirement money. He wants to steal grandpa and grandma's retirement funds so that he can maintain his lifestyle and become the man. He's given out these plaques to everybody who's investing, or is he giving these plaques out to people that are reaching a sales threshold? 2 people in a sales team. One in Canada, allegedly, has sold $100 million worth of investments for Christopher. $100 million worth. Meant to be making, and I can't even, the person, I think they said $1 million a day. He was, no, it can't be right. A week, I don't know, a month, whatever it is, $1 million a month or a week. It's just, share the article you just posted. Oh, right, I'll do that. So what I'm getting at, thanks, Queen of Karma. Queen of Karma is like my co-host. So we want to know more about people who have invested. We're not going after the investors. We're going after the people that are recruited. Even if you recruited to a firm, we understand. If we're not saying the only person that's going to be locked up here, well, Matt Burks and Mr. Curry and Christopher and maybe Tom the ex-policeman. But he's been a policeman for over 10 years and now he's out there promoting it. And we've got him on video saying that in 6 months' time, he wants to be in Dubai. In 6 months' time, he won't have any choice if he gets to Dubai to live in Dubai. So it's just crazy. I mean, I shared it out. Oh, thank you, darling. You're awesome. Thank you very much, Queen of Karma. You're not watching the chat room. It's going across the top at the moment. Oh, and she says, buy me a cup of coffee. Yes, please. I don't know why I do this, but it as I said earlier on, it's brought up in a religious cult and the marketing techniques a lot of these companies use and the promise of passive income, it just pisses me off, to be honest. Database, we've got 500 people on it. Currently, we've got 49 people in connection to this that we've put in there, people of interest that we're researching. If you know anyone, please let us out. Here's Wealth Management MD, and here's 2 people who are retired talking about their retirement fund. This is the money that they're going after. And these are the people. We've got Matt Burke here, and I don't know who this John T. Little guy is, but if you know more about him and his involvement, whether he's invested in Goliath, please let us know. It would be much appreciable. And also, as we said at the start, we've got that video. We've got the whole transcript there. You can click on that and read that document. I wanted to show you a couple of the photos I've been working on lately. So we've got this one as the thumbnail for this video. I've also got this video here. We've named all the people that were at this meeting. This was 3 years ago. It's the full breakdown. And here's Christopher on the way to Munich with your money in about 24 hours or 48 hours to celebrate the Beer Fest. A company who's claiming they can give you $60,000 return in your $100,000 investment in 12 months has squandered your money. $4 million worth of cars, so we've heard, 3 houses that we know of. He's bought himself some doozy offices in Florida. He's going to do a $5-6 million fit out. Where's this money coming from? 3 years ago, he was showing off how much money he had in his bank account, and it wasn't much. I'm not going to say much, but he was showing off to people how much money he had, and he didn't have much. So, so these are all the videos. We were going to use that one, but it just didn't quite look like him. And I think I've got one here, yesterday's videos, the men in black. Yeah, so having a lot of fun creating the images because this one's quite good. And I found this, we got given this video. This was nearly 400,000 people have viewed it. And this is Patrick Bet David in CoffeeZilla's room. And they obviously had been investigating him. I haven't looked into this, don't really know what it's about. But if you search for this title.
Confronting Patrick Bet David Live.
Yeah, so they were calling him out, obviously. And he's the guy that just ran that conference. So that'd be interesting. As I said, the chamber... if you go down and look through the photos, hopefully all the images of Delgado Enterprises are going to be removed. We have written to the president, but we can still see that Goliath Ventures are still on their homepage, but when you click on it, it goes nowhere, and all the others, if you click on them, take you somewhere. So they are on their back foot, as they say. So that's about it. I am going to do a summary, stroke of sickness. He's reached out to us. He doesn't want to talk to us, obviously. He wants to pretend he's clean, but he's been in bed with these guys, interviewing them left, right, and centre, and we want to know whether he's been paid to do so Or if he really wants to help us, tell us who you know, who's invested, who's part of the London Club. Tell us the names, because we're going to go through them in a fine-tooth comb. And if you haven't been coming forth with information, well, it's not going to look good for you, is it? So there you go. That's a stroke of luck, isn't it, for me? All right, so I'm going to go through these briefly, and I'm going to just tell you what these all are. How this saga all started. I'm going to shut these down. The conflict of interest that people supposed to verify the company finances are profiting from bringing in investor money. Very profound. Right, the first one we did was talking about how Christopher was the House of Cards. And in here, we looked at their contract, the joint venture agreement. You can go there and click on it and read the agreement. In here, they said that this is what they said.
This agreement is not an investment product, investment offering, investment advice, or a security in any way whatsoever.
Yeah, so in their own contract that you signed when you handed over your money, they were telling people it wasn't an investment. What?
Partner shall contribute not less than $100,000 USD, 3% on contributions, between $100,000 and $499,000, 4% for any contributions over $500,000. Goliath hereby guarantees the return of principal. This guarantee is absolute and binding.
Some people don't want to tell me how much they're earning, so I asked them how much interest they were getting paid. And when they say 4%, I know they're over 500,000. This one?
Goliath may delay withdrawals for up to 90 days due to suspicious activity, system hacks, or exchange delays. Upon termination, the partner shall no longer have the right to receive any profits or rewards. Goliath makes no representations, warranties, or guarantees as to the success of any venture and a partner's right to receive any profits.
And this is a load of rot, because they were claiming in the video that they had an insurer. They were claiming that the minimum investment now had to be $250,000 because the insurer required it. And that's why they were upping it. What type of insurer would guarantee a high-risk investment? Bullshit is what I'm calling them. All right, so let's shut that one down. The second one was the blog. I don't even remember this video. What was this one about? Training videos, smoke and mirrors. So that was the videos that we've been focusing on today. And we were talking about Wealth Management MD, and also how Matt Burke is actually a part of the Redemption Church, which we must check that out, ladies and gentlemen. Now, somewhere along here, we should find that Matt Burke, yes, your financial leader, was actually staff and leaders. So we wrote to the church and we said that Matt Burke was being investigated by the crypto Ponzi scheme Avenger. Hello, where is he? Is he still here? Oh my goodness. Is he gone? He's gone. Meet the elders. So Matt Burke has been removed from the church. So why doesn't the church respond to our emails? Meet the team. Matt Burke has been removed from their pages. It's Operation Cleanup. As some federal agent said to me, you're moving faster than we can catch up. And I went, no shit, but that is funny. I'm just going to make sure. So meet the team, meet the staff, vision and values. They have removed Matt Burke's name from the church. Ladies and gentlemen, that is news to hand. Oh my goodness. So there you go. We are having an impact. But that was that blog. That was basically talking about the training seminar, talking about BlackBlock and Matt Burke. So that is just incredible. So there we go. The chamber and now the church doesn't want anything to do with Matt Burke. That is so funny. All right, the second one. Chris Delgado thought that he would post on LinkedIn about how I'm doing a smear campaign, claiming that I was jealous. That was his response to my 4 questions that I asked him. Open the books, prove that you're actually doing trading, show us where the money's come from. We're calling it a Ponzi scheme. And he goes out and posts a post on LinkedIn, basically saying that we are, jealous. And then we got a letter, a public statement about my investigation, written. He spelt my name. It's a small d, just saying. And they basically wrote a whole lot of hogwash. So if you want to go read that one, you'll go to the second blog that we produced. And my public response to that is also in here as well. It's breathtaking, ladies and gentlemen. I can't look. These are people on the radar. These are all the people at the time that we were investigating. We have gone from 20 people to 49 people. And we've hunted and found everybody. In here, I can see that we were looking for Nicola. We now know who Nicola is. And also, we've also put all the charities that they have been part of. So Angel Army, $2 million pledged. We've spoken to somebody in the family. So we found out, not a lawyer. We know you're in the family for the person that's going to take that money. And they need the money, just saying. So they pledged $2 million, right? Let's have a look at that. That's more fun. Here it is. Angel Army, Central Florida, and they have investors. This is an article about them getting the investment, so you can go read that. So all these charities that receive money, because on their website, they claim that they have given over $4 million away to charities since they've been going, and they've said that they've given over $1 million in 2024 alone. All these charities, we've written to all of them, and we're saying to them, you'll need to get your money back. So that was quite interesting. More to come on that one, and there certainly was. The plot gets thicker. The next blog we did was me screwing the coffin down. Yes, we said this will put the last nail in the coffin, and then I said, forget nails. So here I am dressed up as the pilot once again, and then we've got the real photo. Since this photo, we've now got everybody that was on that flight. That was on February 2023, and these are the instigators and the people behind it. So in here, we talk about part 4. We talk about his real estate. We look at the mortgage documents. We have to give those to somebody. Actually, I might just open that up. House documents, mortgage. So we found out that Nadia Bringus, the bookkeeper that had a company shut down and moved from Florida to Wyoming, actually has been given the power of attorney for Chris Diego, because on the mortgage documents, mortgage documents for the house, we can see her name. And we know that he bought 3 houses recently, 1.8 million. I think one was 3.2 and the other one for 1.5. I think he's buying mum a house, and he's buying his ex-wife and his kids. He's got 3 kids. And also, I think he's got a child with special needs, and I think we've got one in our family as well, so we can empathize with that. And I feel sorry for the children and also the ex-wife. Right, and we went through that video that we said, and we acknowledged that Nadia was there, so you can read all about that. The divorce drama. Now, I'm literally going to grab that, and I need to go to the divorce drama. I'm going to grab that paragraph, and we're going to put that in WhatsApp app, and I'm going to go here, done, and we're going to go to orange. Righty. So that's good. So I need to get that off to somebody. Why it matters, blah, blah, blah. So you get the idea. So that was that one. And then you can go in there and search for Diego if you want to. And you can find all his documents. So this one here is when we were telling people, come on, guys, you need to wake up, get your money out. So we set up a lovely photo for doing so. We tell people not to be worried. If they want to believe in Chris, that's fine, because in here he talks about how he's got a balance of 115% of investor funds has always been in the bank account from day one, and that was the independent audit by Matt Burke. Yeah, Matt Burke. So their in-house independent audit. What the fuck? Sorry. Anyway, so you can go through there and you can read all about that. Hopefully this is enough information to help you investors wake up and reach out to us. We're collecting a big database. We want your help. Come on, guys. Let's get this guy off the streets. In here, we talked about this briefly already, but he's got
FinCEN.
He's got a missing FinCEN registration, meaning he isn't registered to do shit. And we prove that by showing you can look it up yourself. So he's an unregulated guy with his hand out taking your money, and you're not going to let him. And the last one was Clawbacks. And that's anybody who thinks they can be clever and think they're going to get it. We will find out if you are an investor. His books will be handed over to the Homeland Security, the IRS, the FBI, and what's the other one? There's another one, criminal investigation, something. I don't know all the names of them yet. I'm a Kiwi New Zealander. So here, everyone that thinks they've made money will hand it back. So, as I've been saying to some of the investors, only take out what you have put in. Do not take out another cent, and make sure you keep the receipts and the paperwork, because that there is the federal agents clawing back Ponzi profits, and that's it. Hey, so that's me for today. You're sending stuff on. Oh, thank you, John Transit Little. I wish you had a phone, Queen Kama, because we'll put you on the list. Microsoft Certified Trainer, good to see you here. I must say hello to my Avengers, which I love dearly. I've been doing this for 5 years. I have spent many hours. I've even done a YouTube live for 24 hours once. I got to the end of it, and then the video disappeared. YouTube only let you stream for 12 hours at a time, otherwise they don't store it online. So that was a bit of a thing. But I just want to say I love my Avengers, and I wish that we can all get together one day. This is not my full team. My team has got a lot larger in this investigation, and I have been neglecting my true Avengers simply because I've been busy doing stuff. So what I normally do, in case you are wondering, is I go into Zoom meetings, and I just pick on a Zoom meeting like this, and I'll go in there as P. Daniels, and we monitor Zoom meetings where they're running Ponzi schemes or scams. And just out of shits and giggles, this is what I normally do on a daily basis. I come here and I open up all these Zoom meetings, right? And then I log into them, and I just go like this. And I'll show you, because if we've got one live meeting now, there probably won't be. It's quite late in the evening. But we literally wait for all these to load up. Come on. I want to show you anyway. But there might be some people running these meetings. But we currently have over 200 Zoom meetings. We have got an international reporter doing an article on how she's just had a stomach operation, so I've been told. But the lady is writing to Zoom and asking Zoom how come they facilitate the platform that allows people to mislead mum and dad investors and lose their funds, which is quite interesting. But sometimes we just like to have a wee bit of look. I'm just going to go through here and open up some of these meetings and then show you what I normally do for a living. And we cause disruption. I've been to a few, well, I've only been to one, but there's a summit called the Global Financial Crime Summit 2024. I met 150 other delegates from around the world. I was sitting there in the audience minding my own business, and a university scholar from Sydney University stood up on the stage and did an amazing speech. And then halfway through the speech, she said the only way to stop these criminals at the moment is disruption. And that's what me and my Avengers do. We go into these Zoom meetings, find people running these Zoom meetings, and we close the meetings down in real time. And we normally have about 200 links open. So this is shut, unfortunately. But we go in here and we cause disruption, and there's nothing to show you today. But I normally have 200 meetings, so it's quite interesting. I think we're done. Microsoft Certified Trader, nice to see you here. Just news in. Martin Wallace is moving to Dubai. Lauren moved there a few weeks ago. Oh my God, I can't stand that. Now, this is really interesting. I will show you some of the investigations I've done, because I don't just do this investigation. But that news is people who have their fingers in my pies, so to speak. So recently, I've been investigating, well, way back I started investigating a company called LoloPay. LoloPay renamed itself to We Global. Then it changed itself to the blockchain era. Then it renamed itself to X Pro. I've forgotten what it's called now. It's called X Pro. But anyway, they just keep rebranding themselves and telling people to move their worthless equity from one Ponzi scheme to another. So if I go to Australia, you'll see in here that I actually have a list of all these Australians. So this guy, Matt Burke, is a typical Australian. If you come down here, all these are Australians. Now, if you went to their Instagram accounts, you would think they live in the dream. They travel around Australia in trailers, caravans, and they show people their Instagrams, and then people say, how do you maintain your lifestyle? And often they'll come out and they'll say, oh, I invest in gold. And then you find out that what the heck? Oh, no. I think I had the wrong photo in there. So these are all just Australians that I've been tracking. So it was another deep dive investigation. But you come in here and we find these lovely people. They look like professionals. Now, this lady's moving to Dubai. That's because it got too hot in the kitchen. When I come to Ponzi schemes and scams, this is the Ponzi scheme and scam that they were promoting. And if I go into marketers, there's 45 of them in there. And I'll just try and find one of the ones who, oh, there it is. This guy here was one of the first guys. Now, this guy here, you'll go into a Zoom meeting and he will be telling you his hard luck story. Used to be a fireman, used to be a policeman. This guy literally did. He was on the streets. He was suicidal. And then he found crypto. He made a whole lot of money, lost a whole lot of money. You know, the worst scenarios you can think of. And next minute, here he is sitting in front of a whole lot of bars of gold, $14 million worth of gold. And he's telling people to download this stupid app and you will get a registration number. And the registration number will link to a bar of gold in one of the safes behind him. And they've got safes all around the world where they store all this gold. And the gold, in my opinion, doesn't exist. But these guys will take commissions every time somebody signs up for gold. And they could be selling toothpicks, bars of gold, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, airplanes. It doesn't matter because it's not what they're doing. They're just selling anything to anyone so they get commissions every time they sell something. So it's stupid on stupider. We have actually closed down events. There was an event in Surfers Paradise. We rang up the venues and we told the venues, don't host this venue. It's a scam. And if you do, we'll name and shame you. This is what we do. I'm going to show you an email of a guy I wrote yesterday. And this is what we do to people. Now, most normal people wouldn't do what we do. And I tell you now, most people probably wouldn't have the balls to do what we do as my Avengers. But this is something that I did last night, and I just want to show you, if I can find it in a hurry. How do I find outgoing emails? Sent emails. This is what we've done to somebody. So there was somebody promoting this very scam, and you will like this certified Microsoft trainer. Let's have a look. I just want to make sure I get the right guy. Not that one. Getting close. Brilliant. All right, here we go. Yeah, I think we're going to get the right one. Hold it, we're getting there. 1 minute, please call it. We will. There's a method of my madness. Going to make sure I bring up the right email. Don't want to get anyone in trouble. Where is it? Greg, is it that one? Oh dear. Did I put it somewhere clever? I must have put it somewhere clever. 1 minute, please call it. I'm going to find his name. Name. Oh, there he is. There it is. Rightio. Okay, so I'm going to put that on another screen, and I'm going to show you some of the information that we do. Right. Okay, so I'm not. I'll just make sure I haven't got anything on there that's right. So this is really cool stuff. Now, basically, FMA, which is a New Zealand financial regulator, got notified that Mr. Snowball was promoting Homify, which is another Ponzi scheme and scam, all right? Okay, and this guy got a personalised message from the FMA, which I've never heard of them doing, basically telling him to cease and desist promoting this Ponzi scheme because it's a legal activity, and if he doesn't, he'll face the consequences. So I got a tip-off, and I knew that. So this is what I've written to the person, individual, and we're basically giving them a warning, and this is what we've written. And I think this might be what we do in the future. And if it doesn't scare these people, then it's fair game, we'll come after you.
Dear Mr. Snowball, you are receiving this message because you have been formally identified in connection with the ongoing promotion of Homnify, a rebranded Ponzi scheme linked to the collapsed entities View Global, LioPay, Zera Pro, and now X Pro.
Now, if you're not familiar with WeWe Global were at 5 different venues. 4 of them are in Australia. 1 of them was here in New Zealand, my hometown. They ran 2 events. We rang up the 5 venues and said, you're running a Ponzi scheme venue. The event you're running here and you're hosting is a Ponzi scheme. You shouldn't do it because we're going to name and shame you. The first 2 events ignored us. The 3rd event was here in the Novotel, here in Christchurch Airport. We turned up there. I didn't turn up, but there was a reporter with cameras. I went in there an hour earlier and took photos of the guy on the podium who was practicing his speech. The day before, we managed to get the FMA to write a warning out about this company for investors before they ran the event. The people that were running the Ponzi scheme, Diego, flew, was on the plane to come to New Zealand from Sydney, where they ran the first 2 events. He chickened out and said he couldn't make it. They held the plane up while they got his luggage off the plane because he's too scared to come to New Zealand, because I was the one that notified him that the financial regulator of New Zealand had actually flagged them as a Ponzi scheme. He's too scared to come into the country. So he flew back to Century Cove and had a round of golf, and then flew back to Dubai. Next day, we see him with pictures of Rolls Royces and the like. Anyway, I went into the venue, and the next 2 events that they ran, they shut down. They closed them down themselves. They were too scared to run the events because they were busted. This company was called WeWe Global. They rebranded themselves to Blockchain Era. Lolo Pay is what they originally called, and then Zero Pro, and now they're called X Pro. And they keep this is how they keep the Ponzi alive.
I am an investigative journalist based in New Zealand, featured in the New York Times, Bloomberg, and The Guardian for my work exposing financial scams and fraudulent multi-level marketing operations. I use open source intelligence, OSINT, to monitor individuals and networks involved in the recruitment and propagation of Ponzi schemes globally.
Yeah, so we can basically find out anything about anyone, just about.
Your personal and professional digital footprint, including email addresses, business affiliations, and social media accounts, has been independently verified and mapped using OSINT tools. See attached visual link map. Your business, Liquorland New Street, and your identity have now been flagged and documented in a private database of promoters.
Yes.
We are also aware that you have recently been warned by the Financial Markets Authority, FMA, in relation to your involvement with X-Pro and its partner schemes. We expect this warning to be taken seriously.
Let this serve as formal notice.
If we observe any further promotion, recruitment, endorsement, or financial benefit derived from Homnifi or its related platforms, we will publish your name, role, and promotional history across media platforms, blog, YouTube, LinkedIn.
Yeah, archive your involvement for future legal media. Was it archive? Oh, I think yes.
Archive your involvement for future legal, media, or regulatory review.
Yeah, so we've basically kept them on file.
Notify relevant professional, licensing, or employer bodies where applicable.
So just like we did with Goliath, we notified Matt Burks' church about his involvement, and now that's come off. These guys listen to us, but they don't write to us. But we're out there poking the bear, so to speak.
This is not a bluff. You are being watched. Your activities have already been brought to the attention of multiple whistleblowers, and we are in possession of public reports, referrals, and emails from impacted individuals.
Yeah, so this impacts people's lives. This is what we do.
If you have disengaged from these schemes and ceased promotional activity, we consider the matter closed.
Yeah, so we're basically saying if you learnt your lesson. Now, this is OSINT. Now, I don't know if you know this, but this document here, basically we can go through here and put his email address in and find everything that we ever dreamed of once upon a time about anybody. So let's just show you how that works. I'll just bring up somebody. Let's go Michael Pope. Let's see what I've got about him. So TikTok, roam free. Let's go roam free. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to this screen here. So if I go to here, I can put in somebody's email address, and this is not free software. This is available to, I actually will use the credits, supercharge my search. So now I've basically put the guy with the gold bars email address into OSINT, and now I have found 288, 300 and this guy's a rampant, isn't he? 400 sources scanned. So it scans through all these different sources of information, and now we can build a tree of things about him. So we can find he's on Eventbrite. So we can now go research through events on Eventbrite. So this is so cool. We know what else we got. He's plays chess somewhere at some chess club. He uses Trello. I mean, these are things that are amazing bit of information. So now we can go back to these organizations. So let's go to Salesforce and close down Goliath's Salesforce. And that's what we're working on at the moment. And that's basically hurting them where the money is, isn't it? So then you come down here a bit more, and you can see that now we will start to find he's into chess. What's Duolingo?
Duolingo.
Never heard of it. Eventbrite is ID. So every part of what this guy is doing, well, every platform he's using. So that is, I know that's their photos, and that's him. And these photos are associated to his, and I've just from that there, we've managed to find out the wife's name, then we'd do a search on her. So then I can expand the results. And this is even a little bit sicker. I did this last night with this guy, and it showed me every time his cell phone has been popped in a certain location. And I could see basically where he hangs out. It was crazy. So this is amazing software. So if you want to know more about that software and you might want to use that for your own investigation, what you can do is you can go to deheck.com. And over here, if you click on utilities, you can see that I've actually promoted Osint. And that's the software that I'm using right there. Millernote is where we build our databases. Kinsta is where I host one of my websites, not deheck.com, that's with Google. ChatGPT, these are things that I use, the Wayback Machine, URL scans. So when you click on here, if I put a URL in there of a YouTube video, as long as it's not more than like an hour and a half long, I can get the transcript from that video. It's friggin' amazing. So all these tools are available for anyone that wants to help us do investigations. So it's just awesome. Bookings, if you want to do an express chat with me, all my chats are private. If you want to sponsor a review, I've got a guesstimation on how much that cost. $200 basically New Zealand, so about 110 American, or 120, I'm not quite sure. But that will, and then tell me what you want me to review, and I'll go have a look. I won't be swayed by these reviews, but what I'm not going to do a review for. I'm not going to give you a green flag on anything. I'm going to just highlight any red flags I perceive. But if you come down here and you go to my blogs on my website, I've currently got nearly 1,500 blogs. And I'm going to give you an example of the last one that I did a review on. That wasn't to do with Goliath Ventures. What have we got? Lots of Queen of Karma stuff here. She's taken over my bloody website. What's going on there, girl? She's my... Yep, I think I could do that one. So this one here was... well, this one here is good. We know this one quite well. But Matt Burke. Here's a guy who basically claimed that he had created his own version of ChatGPT. He claimed that he had made millions of dollars from making a ChatGPT program, and he was basically reselling what we found out afterwards, Google Gemini's AI service, repackaging it, slapping his own logo on top. So he was literally claiming it was his own, but he put API keys on it and white labeled the service as his own, and then he was selling it for Holden Gemini. We've got them in New Zealand. Google Gemini is a free service that he was reselling. He claimed, the claims that this guy made was he had, what did he have? I've forgotten now. He had, it's all in here, but he claimed he had like 1,000 staff working on the development of his company, and it's just crapped. And we found all these red flags out about it. We actually found that he had a criminal record and he was going to be expedited out of America, and his own country that he was born in wanted to expedite him back. However, because he had been migrated to America for more than 5 years, the statute of limitation had expired or something. But what I'm saying is somebody gave us a heads up. I went and investigated it. And then I thought, no, this one's really worth investigating. And we just do it all day long. We've got, as I said, 1,400 blogs on my website. We've been accused of people who are called dream stealers and all sorts of stuff. But we're proud of what we are. Our website's continuously attacked by people trying to take us offline because they don't want us to expose them. You can also comment on these videos. So if you come to today's blog, you can go to the bottom. A lot of people might want to have their say. There's a form at the bottom. You'll need to put your name and your email address and submit, and we would love to hear from you. Hey, that's me today. Went off the rails a wee bit there at the end, but the point of the message here was the company that you have been invested in, is it true and genuine? Is the PDF that you've had signed by Christopher Delgado worth the paper it's printed on? Should you perhaps use it as toilet paper? Should you get your money out? It's pretty simple. Don't get scammed. Don't let these people take your money. Don't let them steal your pension fund. Wake up. And if you want any help, it will cost you absolutely nothing if you want to talk to me. I work on Koha, which means if you want to pay me something for my time, you can. If you desperately need to speak to me and you've lost all your money and you're in the poor street and you just want somebody to talk to, reach out to me. I'm very approachable. I'd love to hear from you. As I said, I'm Danny DeHeck. I'm an investigative journalist based in the little bottom of the planet here in New Zealand. And I'm out here to take on some of the biggest scammers in the world. Thank you for your help, and I appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you do subscribe. Please, a lot of people watch and don't subscribe. It makes a huge difference to these videos when I have new subscribers. See you in the next video, guys. And Queen and Karma, I'll promise I'll publish your one of your blogs just about straight away. See you guys.